right between them, right in your face, on your screen, in the palms of your hand, on the wall. Here I be, like in the movie. We be before time was, before the story projected seemed to be, where lots of characters were separate. Maybe me in the palm of your hands, supposedly in Fairfax, California, and you maybe in Nebraska or wherever, actually, But anyway, um, where we meet before this, underneath every appearing thing prior to time was. What am I speaking? What am I saying? This is just kind of meditation, prayer, anchoring. Not justly, it is that. It's not just that. It's like it is that. Like, that's what that is. Um, and then we know we believe ourselves to be characters in time, human beings, animal, mammal, creatures with cares and feelings and needs and things. We know that we believe we have one. We have our own. I am my own first child, and then we may have other animal iterations of our from our loins that we have sprouted into the world in some way as a man or a woman, or obviously usually at least two of them, one of each in some way or another. uh, but yeah, let's see here regarding that one, the practical one, the one in the practice world. My care actor, the actor I care for, the actor that cares, Joey, my kid, my son, my one. I am the love of reality through him, sending even into separated stories. Hey man, like, I'm not mad at you. Love says, everything's okay unconditionally. It puts conditions in the way to prove how conditional it can be, and then it works with the conditions, meeting ourselves, our conditional self, where we know we believe we are is. Where I know I believe he is walking up a hill, being a bit winded in this conversation. And yeah, so sometimes each human character finds themselves in situations, groups, relations, or patterns and habits that need to shift, need to have to shift in order for something else. Or sometimes it doesn't matter, it's happening, you can't stop it. But and in my case, um, I'm speaking of a 90-day experiment wherein I will be doing daily discipline downloads and deposits made into mind, body, heart, being, business, and relationship. Sunrise seeing, strengthening, stretching, sobriety, scheduling, studying, surfing the ground in gravity, like up this hill. Actually, what a wave. Even in the grocery store though, baby, right? Hovering, playing with the body, twisting and turning, bowing to the others, approving of them everywhere. A pivotal part of this 90-day march is the experiment to do for 90 days no more private smoking, instead public speaking. It's no interesting. I said that at 420, but it's no secret to many or most that have consumed cannabis, marijuana. Uh, in fact, I've developed businesses around them, service businesses. Amazing, fun, wonderful iterations. And it also is no secret to many people who listen to me that I was once a Mormon too, and still sort of am basically. Once a Mormon, always a Mormon. Is it true that once a child of once a ganja ganja consumer, once a pothead, that you're always one. In some ways, probably the mind has been opened like a Pandora's box of sorts. Um, and in some ways, fundamentally, even if the church did supposedly um, do what it says it would do, which is excommunicate me for whatever reasons, then I could still claim, man, those men, they think they excommunicated me, but I'm still communicating. And I've decided from now on, this is what I would say if I found out that I was excommunicated from the official Mormon church. I would say, from now on, I'm more Mormon than I've ever been. I swear to God, I know this is true. I testify through trials, tribulation, and testing of my testimony. My testimony has been fortified. I'm the most Mormon I've ever been, actually. And those men who think I've been excommunicated, I forgive them. We can't always be correct. Sometimes I'm incorrect too. Sometimes I make poor assumptions. And all those men, actually, I'd love to have like lunch with any of them. I'd love to hear what they got to say beyond their PR pulpits. I'd love to give them body work, help them with their bodies. I'm really good at that. Reach out to me. This is what I dream to say if I supposedly someday get excommunicated from the Mormon Church. And also, hey, I like this chair here. I don't have a home. I mean, I stay at a home at my friend's home over here. Yeah, it's a nice placement actually. It's nice. Yeah, yeah. Where are you headed to? Oh, right there. Nice. Have a good one. Thank you. Thank you. It's so nice. They should make this like a permanent seating spot. All right. See ya. Anyway, um, when I knew I didn't belong to the Mormon Church the way it said I did, and the way I pretended to, when it was obvious to me that I didn't believe in it, it was challenging to let go of in many ways, different ways than this current thing is for me. This current thing for me is this spot that I'm sitting in. It's really funny to sit here, people. Anyways, with cannabis, like both these things, marijuana and Mormonism, um, it. I just got a message that distracted me. They both contributed to the development of me, of him, of Joey, the character speaking. And there was both a man. It was like, what is it in Buddhism? There is attachment and repulsion. That's not the words, but that's what they mean. The two problems of Buddhism in some ways is aversion and attachment. Yeah, aversion and attachment. So um, both situations, the culture, the community of Mormonism, and of the chemistry of it too. There's refreshments all over the place, and there's so many resource management things. And then the same thing with marijuana specifically: the culture, the community, the conditions, the chemistry. Uh, the publicity of it, the privacy, specifically with Mormonism, it's like if you leave, they want you to never talk about it. In some ways, actually, they even there is like these set up messages that taunt those who did leave that you could leave Mormonism, but you can't leave it alone. It's like, what? I'm not allowed to say anything about it ever again. I'm not allowed to speak. Yes, I am too. You might say I'm not, but watch, I can and I will, and I do speak. And it took me a while to speak in various ways. Leaving Mormonism specifically, I remember some intense ways. I chose to speak boldly in front of large crowds. Actually, really amazing. Really, I just kind of had to need to do that. Heroically. It was cool. Um, and and then other ways, like when I first knew I was leaving, like it had to be kind of subtle and careful. And then eventually, like some ways where people would test me, I'd be like, no, So yeah, since I've really been a committed uh, consumer of cannabis, um, I've not taken anything like a 90-day break from it. So I don't really know what it'll be like. But I do know that I can tell that it helped me to slough from society, from expectations of things in some major ways. It helped me undomesticate myself, which is a huge value. Um, and it still does that. It still keeps me in touch with something that isn't societal agreements, that is instead like spirally vines and things that unwind in like in nature. No boxes, lots of curves and things like this, and songs and dances and stuff like this, and it still does that wonderfully. But also, I do believe in myself as a character being a part of the hive herd mind tribe game thing for human beings. So anyway, yeah, I don't. Maybe this is my day to start that commitment, and then I consider, like I said, as I was walking uphill, it's like sunrise, like every day. Like how am I going to be committed to that? Depending on, like, what if I fly to a place and or get to some place at like after long travel and it's like 3 a.m. and I sleep for like 2 hours to wake up to stubbornly get the sunrise in, even though I know that I need rest actually. I kind of don't quite understand some of these things about commitment. This is a issue of mine, actually, in some ways formed by the culture, community, and religion, Mormonism, and it's like sort of temple commitments that you make, which are really weird to me, and formal and secret, and I mean, they're sacred for sure to my friends who I consider sacred as friends. And they kind of were to me for a little bit, but mostly from the start, they were right away a little bit strange right away, and then they became something that I could put meaning on and find peace in for a little while. My relationship to commitment is a confused one in my like nervous system. Some people think I'm one of the most committed people on the planet. I don't know if that's true, but they tell me things like, "Dude, you're so driven," and I'm like, "Oh, really? Oh, that's kind of cool to hear. Kind of, I like that." Also, sometimes I know it's best for me to just be like, just kind of chill your ambition, bro. I get nervous about not being ambitious or something like that, and then I wonder about what to be ambitious for too. All these things a little bit kind of interesting and sincere and confusing. Being a human being. Um, Speaking of being a human being, here I am moving and body being up this hill again after a little sit right there. And that was my beautiful view right here. So, anyways, I've been wanting to do this 90-day march for philosophy, fitness, finances, fuel, feasting, fasting, and testifying for a while. I'd wanted to offer it uh, as like a course that could bring value to lots of people. And instead, I've just bought into it myself for now. Daily discipline downloads, deposits made into body, being, heart, business, balance, and relationship, into public speaking, that's testifying on this my tube, YouTube, your my tube. And I think also I'm gonna try to do every 30 days at the Mormon church, the first Sunday of every month, they have fast and testimony meeting. So I'm gonna go get on the pulpit and testify about fasting from things, about saying no to things that whatever, for whatever reason, fasting from them. So this is my Mormon experiment, and I think this is like the launch of it. I kind of like want some friend to support me to know that, like, a specific. There's a few friends who I'm like, they're like, yeah, do it. Boom. Okay. I'm like, thank you. You just helped me do it. I don't know why sometimes it's just nice. We're using each other as friends. Why not? Okay. Anyways, there's my communication for today. And if it didn't start today, then it'll start tomorrow. But I do think it'll start when I get in communication with a friend or many here. I'm communicating with many, but the specific partner who I don't need permission from anybody. I get partnership. I choose to create it. That's my speaking today. Chime in below. Let me know what you think, where you're calling in from, and sign up for my um, YouTube subscriber list. Looking forward to connecting with you in other ways. Got a lot of fun things headed down your lane. Big hugs, much love. Take care.